Hello, my name is Daniel with QinnFlow. The next presentation, next few minutes, we'll talk about how to operate, how to prepare, and troubleshoot the QinnFlow Warrior blood and fluid warmer. Technical difficulties.
Pretty good.
So we'll talk specifically about the Warrior. This is the one you're going to have shortly. Within a few months, you're probably going to get the Warrior Life, which is a small one. Come back and we'll train you on how to use it. Key component to all of them is the disposable unit that I'll talk about in just a second. I'll skip a lot of the files. You could actually log in and see this presentation. Your department has access to this, so you'll be able to go in and see all this information. Before we go in, just general description about the system. The Warrior is a high-performance blood and fluid warmer. Can warm any type of fluid from near freezing fluids to 30 degrees Celsius or 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit, plus or minus 2 degrees tolerance. Can put it anywhere you want. Can use it from anywhere, keep vein open to 200 mL per minute. Very flexible. You can use a single battery, can warm up to 3.5 liters of near freezing fluid. And like I said, you can put it anywhere in the ambulance. You'll find out how to work it as you work with it. The components, the key components of the system is the base unit, which is the brain of the system. Then we have the battery right down here, which is the power source, and the disposable unit. This is the key component where the heating is happening. The base unit, as you can see on the presentation, is the brain. This is where the software, this is how it calculates hundreds of times per second, and making sure that the delivery is always 38 degrees Celsius to the patient. The on and off button is actually on the back right here on the back of the system. The front has an LCD screen that will give you some operational messages, which we'll address in just a moment. The battery itself is a lithium-ion medical-grade battery. A single battery can warm between 3 to 3.5 liters of near-freezing fluid. Takes about 3 hours to charge a fully depleted battery. Then we have the disposable unit. This is a disposable unit. This is actually the warming apparatus. This is where the warming happens inside of it. It's sterile. It comes in a sterile package. It's one per patient. It has regular lure locks, which you're also going to see in a second. You can connect it. It says right here in and out. The in is the short one. The out is the long one. It is lure lock, so there's only one way in, one way out. You can't connect it the wrong way. The disposable unit itself, like I said, is sterile. It's one per patient. You can use it for anything from fluids to blood to any type of transfusion protocols that you use. Very important to remember, it has 19 cc's of priming volume. And so when you flush it, make sure you flush the whole thing, which we'll demonstrate in just a moment how to flush the whole system at once. You can prime it with any type of fluid as you choose. Now, an important thing is not a pump. It does not regulate flow. It's an inline warming apparatus. So the fluid is running through the disposable unit, through the warming apparatus, but it is not a pump. There is no way to control flow with this system. The flow is generated by you and how much pressure you push the fluid. If you have smaller gauges, less fluid. You have bigger gauges, you have more fluid running through. If you're putting pressure back, you have more fluid. You don't put pressure back, less fluid. So it is not a pump. And now talking about pressure, you can put the pressure back. We do recommend to put pressure back, definitely with the blood products. Make sure to inflate it. The system is ready and capable of withstanding up to 300 millimeters of mercury and more. So when you inflate to the 300 to the green, it will still withstand the pressure. Already said the lure locks in and out, and the relaxed heat transfer over 19 cc's of priming volume or 7 feet of stainless steel coil. It is aluminum free. There's no aluminum leaking into the body like some other devices. 3 years of shelf life for each and every one of the disposable units. This is about the disposable unit. There is also the mounting unit that you can attach to the system and place it anywhere you want on an IV pole, stretcher head, wherever you choose. There is carrying cases, battery charging device, battery charging cables, and all that is part of your case. Now, how do we operate it and using the system? Very simple. We separate it into 3 steps. The first one is at a station before you're with the patient. Then we have the 2 other steps that connect and operate, which is in a clinical setting with the patient. So let's talk about them, each and every one. They really take in real life about 15 seconds, but let's look at every one of them. First of all, make sure that the battery is in place. They recommend to put the battery upside down so the latches are not in the way. It can go the wrong way. There's only one way. Labels to labels, slide it in, close the latches, battery's in place. Look at your disposable unit package, make sure that it's not expired. Again, remember, you do that not with the patient, you do it at the beginning of shift, once a month, whenever you do that. Next step, connect your disposable unit to the base unit, so make sure you get all the cable out of the base unit. As you can see on the presentation, and then also here on the screen, the cable has those protrusions with an arrow. Same does the disposable unit, has protrusions with an arrow. Just align them together and place it together. It won't go the other way around. There's only one way in, so label the protrusions to protrusions, the arrows, and connect it. Next step, I'm going to connect my IV tubing. So you're all using this white tubing. This is yours. So make sure you connect, you spike your bag, put your fluids in there, connect your IV tubing to the end. Remember, it says here on the disposable unit end, but also it's lure lock, so there's only one way in. So I connect my IV tubing, make sure it's all connected, it's inside my fluid, inside my blood, all good. Next step, you want to flush it. Very important, crucial step, make sure you flush it before you turn it on. So again, I have all this is connected. Let me turn on my fluids. I'm gonna fill this drip chamber here. Specifically with yours, you want to cover the filter. There we go. And then I'll turn it on, open the clamps, and just let it flow until the whole thing is flushed. There we go. So now that it's all flushed, the last step, just turn it on. And I can continue flushing fluids. As you can see on the, hope you can see on the screen, it's actually flowing. You can push on the hand clamp and pushes more fluids, but on the screen it's already saying that it's heating, which we'll see in a second. That's all there is. Skip all this, and when you finish using the system, just make sure that when you're disconnecting, let me stop the flow of fluids. When you're disconnecting, make sure that you pull from the connector and not the cable so you don't break it. Some messages and troubleshooting. Generally talking, the messages and troubleshooting are split into two different groups that you can see on the screen. Those are just informative. You can typically just skip it, ignore it. There's nothing you can do. And there's a few messages that you need to do something about. Actions are needed. So just generally talking, when you turn on the system, it will say initializing, takes about 5 seconds, and then it will tell you system is ready, connect the disposable unit. You'll see that during beginning of your shift because you don't have no disposable unit connected. But if you're with a patient and the disposable unit is already connected, you'll see heating. Good. You're probably going to see 90% of the time the message says change in flow. Due to our dynamic environment, EMS, we're always moving, constant vibration, it's always changing and moving the environment. So you will see changing flow probably all of your time treating the patient. All you need to do if you want to troubleshoot it quickly, look at your drip chamber. If it's still running, you're good. If it's not running, just troubleshoot from your patient up. Remember, it's not a pump. So look, if it's an AC line, maybe the arm is kinked, right? If it's a regular IV line somewhere, make sure it's not tangled in a blanket. If it's an IO, whatever. But treat from the patient up. Try to troubleshoot, find where it's stuck. Again, generally talking, when you see changing flow, fluid is hot, all those, you can just completely ignore them. And let's talk about the battery. When you see, and let me quickly skip it so you can see, this is the system is ready, connect the disposable unit, heating is good, changing flow, you can ignore it, fluid is hot, you can ignore, with 1 or 2 or 3 exclamation marks. Just a quick safety note, if for some reason the system thinks that the temperature is going to go over 45 degrees Celsius, it will stop heating. Now when I say stop heating, it doesn't mean it's not flowing, because it's not a pump, it's just not heating, but it is still flowing, okay? Now, if the battery is getting low, you can still keep working it. You have about 750 cc's of fluid that you can administer on the battery getting low. So it's almost 2 units of blood. Continue administering. If it says battery empty, you have about 350 cc's left, which is right about less than the unit of blood. So you can technically use it, but it is recommended to change the battery when it says empty. Now, if you see those two messages, those are the two messages you really need to do something about. If you see malfunction, malfunction most of the time means that somebody didn't flush their disposable unit. There's too much air in the lines, it's warming up too fast, and the system thinks it's fluid, so it shuts down the heating. Still flowing, just not heating. All you need to do, continue flushing it. That's why it gave you the message. So continue flushing it, and just restart the system. Turn it off, Wait a few seconds, turn it back on. The message will disappear. Very simple to troubleshoot malfunction. If you don't have, if the screen is blank or there's no display, pixels are missing, just don't use it. Let us know. We'll check what's going on with it. And this is just a quick summary of all the different messages. As you can see on the left side, the operational, any type of heating, change in flow, fluid is hot, first thing you do, just wait. Ignore it. Just wait. It will solve itself. If it didn't, fix flow irregularities. Usually it will fix all of your problems. Now the only thing with the malfunction, remember, restart is your first thing you do, but remember that the leading cause to see malfunction message is that the provider forgot to flush the system. So make sure to flush it. Cleaning, just clean your system as you clean anything else. Your disposable unit goes to biohazard, goes to the trash when you finish, so just trash it in the biohazard. If you need to clean it during patient care, you can do that. Your base and battery, it's yours, so make sure you clean it after every use. Battery, make sure you charge it after every use or fixed intervals. I know you do it here once a month. When you connect it, LED light, if it's green is charged, red is charging. No, we don't need that for sure. Now, just a quick note about make sure that the batteries don't go over 2 months without being charged or at least being used. So it's, at least turn it on or off every 2 months. If it doesn't, it will hibernate. And if you don't use it for another 6 months, a total of 8 months of battery not being used, after 8 months it's locked. Pain in the butt, but if you follow your guidelines here, check it, charge it every month. You'll be fine. Self-test, you can press on the center. Self-test is kind of useless, but you can do if you need to. Your department knows how to reach us, contact us. You have all this documentation, all those warning contraindications. The only contraindication is do not use the Warrior for standalone platelets. Do not flow medication through the Warrior because it haven't been tested, so don't do that. If you need to give medication, make sure you have a secondary line with it. That's really it. All the precautions, warning, all those things are all available for you on the link that your department has. You can always access that. If you have any question, please reach out.